Brains are no fun. Okay, so I'd like to talk to you all this morning. We have four groups of patients. Those people who just had surgery. Yay! Those people who had surgery in the distant past. Skinny Holly. No other distant people. Then we have people who are having surgery this week. Yeah. And then we have people who are just visiting. Well, that's what I don't. And you're welcome to visit. You get to listen in, but only if we have the legal permission of everyone to talk to you. And for those of you who are listening at the very end of our clinic, when you've seen all the patients and everything, then you can get a chance to meet with us to go over questions and things like that. But first on our agenda this morning is to get a chance to talk with our patients who had surgery last week. And our plan is that they will get an opportunity to ask questions and you'll all be able to listen in, and then we'll talk to you. But again, we need to emphasize that a foundational principle of American healthcare is privacy. And we're totally not private here. You see, we're talking in a group, and that's illegal unless I have your permission to go ahead. And so I'd like to ask for your permission. May I talk with you in this group this morning with the caveat, with the understanding that you might have something personal and private that you don't wish to share. You know, if you have something personal and private that you don't want to talk about, don't bring it up in this group, and we can meet and talk about it privately later. So with that understanding, may I have your permission to go ahead?
Yes. Yes.
All right, good. And that was the most I've heard out of you from Nebraska. That's good.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's good.
One show only, trying to be Dr.
Well, so how are things going? How are you? How was the surgery? Yeah.
Yeah. No complications, no problems.
Good. Good.
Knock on wood.
Good. 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 Any questions? Any problems? Anything not clear in the manual? Or?
I've written down 3 questions, but I left them in a notebook which I packed.
Okay. Well,
one of them was one of the medications that we were given, not given, but
got a prescription for it?
One of the prescription ones, and it was a clear red fluid, and it wasn't for the...
Not for the thrush.
No, but it was a clear red fluid.
It wasn't children's Tylenol?
Well, I thought it said
acetaminophen.
Yes.
That's children's Tylenol.
Okay, that's what that is.
And children's Tylenol is not a perfect choice, and it lets me maybe talk about the topic of, a lot of people ask the question, what do I do for a headache after the surgery? Hey, come in. Hey, how are you?
Hello. Oh, they always have to make an entrance.
I need to ask your legal permission.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So it brings up the question a lot of people ask, say, Dr. Rutledge, after this surgery, if I have a headache or if I have a back pain or arthritis acting up, what can I take for pain? And what's the answer, those of you who've done the manual?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. What kind of answer is that? I mean, you know, that's what kind of answer is that? In other words, you can't take aspirin. Why? Ulcers, gastritis, things like you can't take Motrin and Aleve and naproxen and all those things because of ulcers. And we don't recommend Tylenol because of liver damage. So those of you who are were just listening, you can leave now because you can see it's not a very good surgery. Well, in fact, like anything, there's good and bad. So the good is massive weight loss, get over your diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, but one of the downsides is there are risks with the surgery, and one of them, probably the biggest one, is getting an ulcer or gastritis or an upset stomach. And so we don't really have good pain medicine. We used to prescribe Vioxx, but they took that off the market, and the lawyers are busy suing everybody who ever prescribed that. So there's still something called Celebrex, but because the lawyers are suing everybody who prescribed Vioxx, I'm not willing to prescribe Celebrex. So we don't have a good choice. Now, the only thing we do give you post-op is a little bit of children's acetaminophen, and even that we're not crazy about, but it's the only thing we could come up with.
So if you had to, you could use it sparingly.
Yes.
I used to because I had the migraines for 3 days.
Right.
I would use like just a little tiny bit, and it would just take the edge off.
Yeah.
Some of the heads-on thing that you're talking about now.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Okay.
But
Just ask them. Topical analgesic doesn't work?
If it is topical, there are topical analgesics that truly have medicine in them. The medicines they have in them that get absorbed are aspirin, Tylenol, or Motrin, or something like that. Well, it gets into your bloodstream. It's the same risk. So, again, one dose of anything is a little bit like one cigarette. It's not going to hurt you. So one dose of Tylenol won't hurt you. But on the other hand, it's like if your son or child came and asked you, could I start smoking cigarettes? What would you say? Say, I don't think it's a good idea. It's not healthy for you. And it builds up over time. And we feel the same way about the over-the-counter medicine.
Once a year.
Once a year, it's no big deal, right? It's different than pointing a shotgun at somebody. That is instant in its response. One Tylenol, not a big deal.
So don't suffer through.
No, we think you should suffer. Is it? Okay.